Hey everyone, Ryan Crandall reporting live from the FYI studios in Old Town Albuquerque. Just going to go over a balanced reach matrix today, using the hand and using the foot as the object that is reaching for something. The purpose of this is just to kind of turn on the whole system. As we all know, balance is more complicated than just stand on one leg statically. Balance is the ability to control motion. Balance requires information to your brain via the proprioceptive system, via the vision, via the vestibular system in the inner ear. Balance takes coordination, it takes some rhythm and timing, it takes enough mobility. So there's a flexibility component to it, it takes enough strength. So balance works hand in hand with mobility training and flexibility training. You can't have one without the other. They're a part of the whole package. So with that, I'm just going to take you through a couple drills that could help you. I'm going to use just this orange cone. It's a little over a foot tall as my object I'm reaching towards. And I'm going to start with a very simple hand reach, opposite hand reach. So I'm going to stand on my right leg, and I'm just going to drive out, use my back leg as a counterbalance, and then come back home. Drive out, and come back home. Drive out, come back home. To make this a little more complicated, I could take that arm and reach in the opposite direction to kind of a little bit of a lengthening in the front side of my body. So again, I could reach down, and then reach up and back. Reach down, reach up and back. And I'm trying to drive with my hips, not pull with my back. A little more complicated than that is reaching with the same side. This requires a little bit more balance. So I'm going to stand on the right foot. I'm going to take my right hand and do the exact same thing. Now, since my hip isn't as active in this position, it's going to require a little bit more strength. Okay? To further add to that, we can do a bilateral two-hand reach with the hand. So I'm going to still stand on the same leg, and I'm just going to reach out, tap, and then come back home. Reach out and tap and come back home. So far I've showed you progressions. How can we regress it if these are already too hard for you? Pretty simple. So instead of the target being this high, I could say the top of my couch. I could stand back, balance on the right foot, and just reach out as far as I am comfortable, and then come back home. Reach out and come back home. So the key is you don't want to push yourself to the point where your body's starting to shake and rattle and roll too much. If you get to that point, take a step back and work with success. Okay? So make sure you do both sides. Make sure you do the opposite arm, then the foot that's on the ground. So again, we're driving like this. Only when you're ready to go same side or reach with both hands. Okay? So start with a couple sets of 10 reps every day and progress from there. So let's move on to a little bit different type of balance exercise or balance reach exercise. And instead of the hand being the driver, we're going to use a foot. All right? So I like this one. I'm going to put this thing out of the way. I'm going to stand on my right foot. I'm going to angle this camera down a little bit, if you don't mind. Sporting the orange today, as you can see. Here we go. All right, so I'm balancing on my right foot, and I'm going to take this left foot, and I'm going to reach forward, tap, barely, and then come back home. Let's get in the camera a little bit better. I'm going to reach back. I'm going to lean back, tap forward. You see how my trunk is helping counterbalance that? Another thing you can think is, hey, I'm checking the water in the pool. Okay? Of course, you would do both sides. You can also change the vector. I mean, literally, you can make this whole 360 degrees around you as a potential vector. A common one is to reach to the opposite side. Reach to the opposite side. Maybe I'll face the camera on this one. Reach to the opposite side. Your knee will drive in a little bit to the inside. It's called valgus, but it shouldn't over too much. All right? Just like that. Another aim you can do is a cross and over maneuver. And this feels really good in this whole side of the body. And the outside of the thigh up. And again, I'm controlling this motion. This leg is barely touching. It's barely touching. Okay? Another fun one that I like to do is I call it the curtsy. So I'm going to again stand on the right foot. Remember, switch sides. We don't want you walking in circles. And I'm going to reach cross behind and then come back up. This back leg barely touched. It's not a ballerina curtsy. It's a Crandall curtsy. Alright? can also, if you don't like the word curtsy too much, you can do the speed skater form. So it's going to be like this. So the arms are going to be reciprocating, just like they do when you walk, run, sprint. Okay? Just like that. So give those a try. See how the whole system works together better after you get that motion down. At the end, this is Ryan Krenner reporting live. Peace out.